have a look at this Clio that is out on the course at the moment. And Baxter reels off his 4th lap. Sets the fastest lap of the race so far. He's into the 101s, 101.76. 103s, and then next man for Paul Power, and then Charlie Mann, both them lapping in the one.
Yeah, Gareth Blaine there's got a misfire now in that Birch Motors BMW.
330 BMW sounding quite sick, and he could fall into the clutches of the bunch of supercars in behind him. Lurking in amongst them is Donald O'Neill.
Yeah, he slowed it off. He's rolled it right off there, and the run across into Fisherman's. So Gareth obviously decided not to risk. We have another car that has stopped coming down between Fisherman's and Colonial.
Yeah, and he's pulled right off. The driver making his way towards the Marshall box. Just can't quite make out who it is, but.
So Baxter and Paul Power across the line again, the leaders in the respective Libra Saloons and the Supercars. Charlie Lennon then second in the Supercars goes through. So that means that Donald O'Neill's back up into second position here in the Saloons. He's coming up behind these 2 Supercars, which will be Aaron Brunton and Gary Grattan. Paul McLinton going through as well, and then we'll have Greer Ray next up, and then the leader of the Mazdas, David Cousins.
David really got a hold of his Mazda here today, and really shaking this class up. Their class just seems to have a little bit more momentum behind the cars joining one by one, so hopefully the Mazdas are on the bounce again in terms of overall entries. We'd love to see more Mazdas out.
So Baxter and Power through, first 2 cars on the road, first 2 in their classes. Charlie Lennon then through. 6 laps completed, 15-minute races we're going for.
And there's 8 minutes and 10 seconds gone on the clock. Here is Donald O'Neill, and as the race wears on, he's picking and picking and picking off these supercars. With a new ECU in this, came all the way from Germany. Has to be the proper Volkswagen Seat Skoda part. Anything else won't.
Attention paddock, message for from Lachines. All from Lachines, please make your way to paddock assembly now. Thank you.
Right away there, that's our overall leader. He's ahead amongst heavy traffic. Mazdas, Saloons.
Paul Power, Charlie down there through first and second in the supercar category. The man to watch in that is actually Paul McLinton. I think he's lapping faster and catching both Gary Grant and Aaron Brunton, so it looks as though we could get up ahead of him.
Last time then was a 101.86. He's only a 10th away from where he was before, but he's probably going to fall a wee bit behind with the sheer amount of traffic that he had this lap. As I say, nearly. There's a heart-stopping moment through Detters there, trying to get through a bunch that you just see going over the start-finish line at the moment.
Jonathan Mills, he's out there down at the bottom. He's pulled off now between Colonial 2 and Fisherman's. On the grass on the inside as Charlie Lennon comes through, so Baxter, Power and Lennon, first 3 on the road. Baxter well clear in the Libra Saloons from Donald O'Neill in second. So we're waiting on Donald and his see it Cooper to come through, and then I say we have this little battle that was gripping up. Well, it's still between Brunton and Grattan. McAlinton has dropped away, a big lock up, and well, it's a half spin at least as he gets out of my sight. I think he has gone all the way around by the looks of it up there. So it will be Aaron Brunton, I think, who comes down on his own. Yep, he's got it going again. So Gary Grattan has recovered by 25 now. Paul McAlinton now in within as William Ray comes through, followed by Power goes through, Baxter was through.
Davy Cousin seems to that's him lapping. So everybody lost the lead in that class, but he's actually lapping one of his own competitors. Very good times from David Cousins. That's the red Mazda wearing number 22, red and gold colours, and he is lapping in his best. He's in the 112s. Sorry, he's 110 is his fastest. 110.4. That's some going in a little Mazda MX-5.
So there's almost a lap between Donald O'Neill here and Peter Baxter, just coming up. And how much we go? We're still 4 minutes 20 to go. Peter will put a lap on the entire field. Brunton comes through, but there's Peter Baxter, the race leader. Grattan and McAlinton, they're dicing it out for 4th position.
Paul
David
Barr moving nicely as well.
David Cousins goes through leading the Mazda. A little bit of a dice here in the Mazda between the 41 car there. Well, that's it. They're coming up behind. It's Francis Allen and Gavin Kilkey, but I say they're coming up behind another one there. What's this? Quite sure what happened there. I said Damien Moran was there, but he shot up for some reason into 4th on the leaderboard. I think there's something that's gone wrong with his transponder. So it is Peter Baxter's now a full lap ahead on the lead by Saloons. He goes ahead of Donald O'Neill coming down through. Then we have Brunton. He's been overtaken by Paul Power and Grattan. So they are
Smoking badly as he heads for the Colonial One.
right through there, 3rd in the lead with Saloons and 1st of the 330i Cup competitors. There's the Mazda leader, David Cousins, with Charlie Lenan and behind him, but Charlie of course is putting a lap on him in the Supercars 2nd position. There's definitely some because he's going through and he's immediately going up, but so I'm not sure what he is doing. No.
Timing mystery. Resolve. So we started with an enormous 16, 17 car, 18 car field. Had 1, 2, 3, 4 retirees. So this is not a bad hit rate for Saloons. Then they're managing to keep going in various states of health. 2 minutes to go, and then it'll be the final lap. Every time you hear Alan and I call a time, that there'll be 2 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever to go, be plus 1 lap after that. Track temperature today 30 degrees, bit of heat in the tower.
So 41 there again going through. Damien Moran. He is with Francis Allen and Gavin Kilkey, and that's where I think he is. He's in that dice for 2nd position. David Cousins is leading it. Peter Baxter across the line again, unless we've got it wrong up here, on 13 laps. Paul Power completes 13 laps to say the leaders in the Libra Saloons and the Supercars, which run out of Mandello Donald O'Neill then goes across the line. He's a lap down on Peter Baxter, but in second position. Next up in the Supercars, in third position here is 985 Aaron Brunton, followed by 317 Gary Grattan, and then 25 Paul McAlinden, and then 122 Charlie Linan. The second of the Supercars goes through to complete 13 laps. But here's how I believe is the Mazda leader, David Cousins, going through. Say we still then have Damien Moran, followed by 173 Gavin Kilkey and 14 Francis Allen.
Just looking down the entry, there's huge emphasis in South Down here. We've got Ballynahinch, Downpatrick, Newcastle, Warren Point, Hilltown, Newry, Crossmaglen. It's all that neck of the woods. There's great representation in the 10 tops.
Paul Parr there last time through just set up the fastest lap of the car so far of the class. So he's one of those Hilltown drivers from South Down, as Chris says. And Charlie Linan there from Kilmechanic through second position in the Supercars. Greer Ray goes through third spot and first 330i Cup competitor in the Libra Saloons. And then we have David Cousins, who leads the Mazdas. He's followed by Keith Ray, who'll be fourth in the Saloons and second in the 330i Cup. And then I say we have this great battle between Damien Moran, 173 Gavin Kilkey and 14 Francis Allen. As Baxter goes across the line, that's 15 laps completed for him and out on the last lap.
Last lap been shown for Peter Baxter and now Paul Parr as well. Paul done very, very well to sort of hang on then, and he's absolutely dominated Supercar class here. Charlie Linan ran him close for a lap or two, but he's fallen away with a spin and never really made up the ground. And here is Charlie Linan, fourth on the road. I think it is. Sorry, third on the road, and just plugging away. Then Donald O'Neill, then Aaron Brunton, Gary Grattan, and then Paul McAlinden. And there's Paul over the line. Rear Ray.
So it's going to be another third in a row here at Kirkistown for Peter Baxter as he comes down in the seat to win it. Here's this battle for what I think is second in the Mazda, and Damien Moran gets hit ahead of 173 Gavin Kilkey and 14 Francis Allen. So Donald in second position in the Libra Saloons goes down into the hairpin just ahead of Charlie Linan, who is second in the Supercars.
Very, very good run from Donald. Can plug it away. Throttle body's just completely disintegrated at Bishop's Court 3 weeks ago, and it's been a real rush to get it on a very smoky supercar over the line there.
He just about made it the line there, I think.
That's getting worse. That is getting worse.
So Greer Ray through Paul McAlinden. He's coming down now. David Cousins just getting him on the line. And then Keith Ray. So that's it. So next race up will be the first race for Formula Shane's.